Now, let me tell you the difference between division of labor and specialization. And it is important for us to make this differentiation, because how you would manage a set of people who are doing division of labor versus how you will manage a set of experts is going to be very different, and hence it is very relevant for our course. But a simple way of thinking about experts versus division of labor is like this. When you think of division of labor, think of narrow repetitive piece of work. Think of an assembly line. Think of a factory shop floor. Probably there is one person who just turns on the screws of a particular machine all throughout the day. It is not necessary that this person is a very high end expert. He has acquired the skills, he has come to the organization, probably he has been given some training, and now all he has to do is keep on turning the screws in the proper manner that has been explained to him. So, you will notice that division of labor is very focused on improving efficiency, and this is precisely what Adam Smith was telling us, that when you divide the job into narrow pieces and assign it to individual people, then the way they do the job improves their productivity, which means it improves efficiency. However, when we talk about specialization, we might also mean a slightly different aspect. So, think of specialist doctors, somebody who is a cardiologist. It means that he or she has deep specialization even within the medical field to understand how the cardiology, or basically how the system of heart and connected biological phenomenon work. So, when you walk into a hospital and see these names about endocrinologist, cardiologist, those are specialists, those are experts. Now, this is not necessarily division of labor. Here we are talking of a professional who has got a lot of studies, who has gone through a lot of studies and degrees and created a domain in which he or she is actually very deeply knowledgeable. So, in general, when we talk about specialization or specialists, we are talking of experts. When we are talking of division of labor, we are not necessarily talking of experts, but people who are actually focusing on a narrow piece of job. But more importantly, when we are talking of division of labor, we are talking of efficiency. Whereas when we are talking of experts, we are talking of something altogether different. We are talking of probably unique value creation that these people are able to do because of their skills, competencies and depth of knowledge. Now, let me tell you that you will actually notice division of labor and specialization in various aspects and at various levels in organizations. Let us start with the simple things like assembly line. In the assembly line, you will see a lot of division of labor. One person turning the screws, one person straightening the wires, one person's doing some fitting to the machine. Now, move a level higher and you will find that organizations create departments which are also to some extent division of labor. When you are thinking of manufacturing, marketing, finance, now you see people who are only focusing on the financial aspect of the organization, or someone who is only focusing on thinking how do I attract the customers to my organization. Those are the marketing folks. And now gradually you will see that the boundaries between division of labor and specialization are merging. And then there are organizations like we have talked about in the case of Cunningham Motors, who also decide to specialize. For example, somebody might say that even though I am selling shoes, I will not manufacture shoes. I will only focus on branding and marketing of the shoes. Whereas another company might say, I have great expertise in manufacturing of shoes, so I will only manufacture shoes, but I will not brand them, I will not sell them, I will give it to another specialized player to actually do that. So, different organizations in the industry actually specialize in certain activities. And you will also realize that sometimes countries also specialize in certain activities. This was actually pointed out by Michael Porter in one of his very celebrated books called Competitive Advantage of Nations. He was asking us that if you think of Japan, what do you think of? What is it that first comes to your mind? Maybe electronics. When you think of Germany, it is probably engineering. When you think of India today, it is actually software services. So, because of various factor conditions, it enables certain nations to specialize in certain activities. So, what we are saying here is that wherever you look at in the business world, you will find instances of specialization, you will find instances of division of labor. We will now have to decide, when we focus on specialization and division of labor, how do we organize ourselves? What kind of incentives do we create for people? How do I make sure that the value addition that a doctor can do, I can actually getting it best from this person by creating systems and processes in the hospital? The efficiency that I need to get from a factory shop floor, what are all the things that I need to do in the factory to make sure that the efficiency levels are the highest possible?